can I stop that timer? Can you see me? How come I can't see me? There we go.
There you are.
Hi, everybody. Let's see. I need to refresh my chat, I think, before I do anything else.
I see Jackie. Lewis, if you click
and
on
Julie's
comments,
here.
you can see what the people are saying too.
Okay, cool. So we have, I can only see, okay, Gerald, Julie, and Jackie are here. It's a party.
Yay.
All right.
More people.
Yeah. So I just want to, I can do this now. Comments and welcome everybody. So let me welcome a few people before I, say what's going on here. Ghostbusters. Jackie's here. Julie Kushawatz. Hello. And then we have our friend Gerald. Thanks for coming, Gerald. This is going to be fun. Peter will be here soon. Oh, we can't start without him. All right, Sarah Carter's here. Hey, Sarah. So we got some people popping in now. All right, so thank you for coming tonight for the channel Paranormal Investigation. And we have here Amber and her brother Lewis. I appreciate you guys coming tonight. And I'll just start, and then we can revisit the story when a few more people come in.
Okay.
So the reason why we're here tonight is because Amber and Lewis, as little wee ones, grew up in a house, and you said it was terrifying.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you about the story.
Yeah.
And you're welcome, Sarah. It's the French version of Louis, so it's like Louis.
Louis? Oh, you told me that before we started. Why didn't anybody correct me? Huh?
Louis.
Louis.
Louise. Louis. You're like, no.
So we're here tonight to investigate this place that they grew up in, and we're going to use, for those who are new, we use the tarot to ask questions and investigate the energies. So Amber, you want to tell me a little bit what's happening?
So the year was 1990, right, Lewis? And we were, I like that. 1990, we were moving to a house. I don't want to say where, but I did give Ginger pictures so she could get some vibes, so she could see it.
I did.
Maybe, are we able to show them the pictures later?
Oh, you didn't show me how to do that.
I might be able to do it. We'll see. If you press, I might be able to do it. So it was 1990. My brother and I moved to this big house, and it had a lot of history. Now I have to say this because I always talk about like the house to make it simpler, but it was actually two houses. We moved to the first house, and I'll tell you about it. But shortly after that, Lewis, how long after that? It was like within the year we moved to the second house.
Yeah, we were at the first house for 1 year, maybe a year and a half. 2 years, actually.
Yeah, it was like 1 year.
And how old were you at this time?
And I
was
10.
7. She was 10. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was just turning 10 when we moved there. I was going to turn 10 in a couple months. So I was 9. And both of them were old Victorian houses. The first house used to actually belong to Eleanor Roosevelt's grandparents. It was their summer house.
Wow.
So it had a lot of history. And the second house was even older. And that's where everything kind of amped up. And I got really scared in the second house.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh, I like what Gerald wrote. That's so funny.
I gotta get back to chat.
Put it up on the, throw it up on the thing. Yeah. He spelled Lewis correctly.
There we go. That's all I care about. I don't care how scary you are. Get the name right.
That is besides the point.
So I'll start at the beginning.
Okay.
And then Lewis is going to like fill it in and tell me what he saw. So basically, I experienced everything. Lewis watched me experience it. Lewis didn't really have any experiences.
Oh, okay.
So he just watched me. So that's basically what it is. So before that point, like I never was scared of like anything like that. There were probably a couple nights where I watched a scary movie and I felt scared, but it was nothing compared to what I experienced in that place. Right, Lewis? Would you agree?
That's too much information for Peter. I'm just saying.
About the shower. And then after we moved from the final house, and I'm going to fill in everything in between, I didn't experience anything like that after in the next house that we moved to.
Right.
Time after that, ever again.
Mm-hmm.
I found that to be very interesting. That led me to believe that it wasn't exactly the house, or maybe it was a combination, but it was probably an object that was in the house.
Oh, okay.
You're going to think of it, or objects together.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about it. So we move into this house, right? Grand old Victorian. And I remember the first incident. Lewis, you might remember this. And April, our friends came over for the weekend. April and Alex came over. I don't want to give like too many names. And their mom, who was our mom's best friend, they came over. It was the summertime before school was going to start that year. And I said to her, like, oh, you want me to go get my pet rabbit that was on the 3rd floor? There were 3 floors. And she said, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's bring your rabbit outside. And I ran into the house. And I remember I was running up the stairs. And I went past my room. Lewis, you remember my room was right by the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran really fast. And I was going up the stairs and I stopped because I could have sworn that I saw, and all my clothes were out because they weren't put away yet on that little love seat near my door. Remember that, Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
That wicker love seat. And I saw this woman in this long purple dress with white cuffs, like looking through my stuff.
I want to stop you right there because when I was looking in the photos, it looked like I saw a woman with a long pinkish purpley dress.
Uh-huh. That's interesting. We'll have to look in the cards with that. But so I stopped. You know when you run past someone or something and it looks all crazy because you just like were like so much in a hurry and you saw it in the very corner of your eye, your periphery. I thought my mother was in the room. And I thought that I just saw her looking crazy because I was running so fast. But I was pretty certain that there was someone standing in my room. So I walked back down, like, and I put my head in, and my mother was not there. And I went up to the window, and I looked out into the backyard, and I saw my mother out in the side in the backyard. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And I got like a little like creeped out for a moment, but then I was like, that happens to me all the time. Like I run by and see things, like whatever. So I went up, got my rabbit, went back down. Now, do you remember this part, Lewis, what April said to me?
She saw somebody in the window or something, right?
Yeah. So I never went into my room. I was on the staircase looking back to my room. I never walked into my room. So there's no way she could see me through that bedroom window. She asked me, she said, Amber, is your housekeeper here this weekend? And I said, no, why? And she said, I saw a woman staring at me from your bedroom window up there.
Oh my goodness.
Pointed. And then I was like, no. I was like, no. It was that moment that got me. And then I think, Lewis, do you remember like me running over to you or?
I remember not necessarily that particular incident, but I remember lots of incidents of you running over to me, absolutely white with terror.
Yeah.
But
I want to hear what you remember also.
What's that?
Tell me something that you remember. Like,
my most clear memory, again, of you, is from the second house, when there was one particular incident that scared you so much. It was like in the middle of the night, and Mom and I were both in the room, and the light was on, and we were like talking to you, and um, I think it was the night with the lamp going on and off, and
yeah,
then
that
something
was
was on the bed. Something felt like something got on the bed,
jumped on. Yeah,
and I just remember how scared you were, and you were like, it was terror.
yes.
Yeah, that's, and then I remember a lot of just like, again, not specific incidents, but I remember the general feeling in both houses of just like it was scary, but it was less scary for me because I was the younger sibling, and I was like, oh, Amber's got this. Amber will figure it out. Yeah, and I also wasn't seeing things. There was the only time I remember when
you didn't.
when I thought I saw something was when, or heard something, was when I guess we determined we had squirrels in the walls. Although
Always the squirrels.
maybe we didn't. I don't know. That's what we thought it was, but it was scampering inside the walls and the ceilings, and it scared the crap out of me. But I think at some point we decided maybe it was squirrels.
We decided it was squirrels, and that was Ginger. I sent you a picture of the round room.
Yeah.
So in this Victorian house, we had a round circular room.
Was that your bedroom?
No, that was not my bedroom.
Third floor, like a creepy playroom on the top floor.
Ah.
And like the house had like a round like peak on the top where that room was, so it was like a castle. It was super creepy.
Yeah, like a castle. And
Right.
and that room is where we would hear it was very echoey in that round room.
Yeah.
So
I think as it would be, yeah.
We determined that was squirrels, but my lamp going off and on and all those other things were definitely not squirrels.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the debunker and me were going, well, they could be chewing on your electrical wires and stuff, but if you would know the difference.
It wasn't a lamp in the ceiling. It was a hand lamp.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
There was nothing. Yeah, nothing chewed on it.
Okay.
Lamp on my table.
So are you going to pull cards as well?
Oh yeah.
So
we'll tell more of the story.
Yeah. So just for me, looking at that picture that you sent me, I think it was the front yard.
Show it, by the way. I want to see if I could show it.
I don't know how would I be able to.
I'm going to see if I could show this.
So it was the front pictures where I thought I saw the woman, and in the back picture, it seems like I saw one, but almost like there might be two. But what caught my eye was the tree itself. And
what is the picture of?
All right, I think that you mean is it the backyard?
Yeah, in the backyard, there's a big tree.
All right, let me just show the house first. Can you see this?
I can add it to the screen. Ooh.
Okay, yeah, that's the second house.
Can you see this?
Well, I just added it to the stream. Yeah, it looks like they can see it.
All right, that's the house.
The top is the creepy playroom.
Yeah, that's the round room.
Is there a way we can enlarge it?
And
can you enlarge it?
This is the
magnifying button.
I know, right? I wish that I could.
Oh, bummer.
This is the backyard, so you can see how big this house is. And this is inside the round room.
Yeah,
as we would call it, the round room. And my mother had it actually. Lewis, it was painted gold and green, right?
It was maroon.
Oh.
Maroon and green, and it was
gold.
Gold too, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was meant to, eventually have like a pool table and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Was there pictures of like dogs playing pool on the wall, or is that my imagination?
I feel like that's your imagination, but I know which picture you're talking about, like the famous one.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't remember that being on the wall there, but it could be.
And it all had wallpaper.
Absolutely. But this is it.
Okay, so if you look in that, and just above, it's in the second floor.
Third
So the
floor.
second, yeah, the second
Right.
floor was where my room was.
Yeah. Okay, right in the middle, that window.
Here.
Yeah, right there is where I can see it looked like a woman with a long robe or a dress, and it was like purpley pink. Now I know you have a tree there that has flowers in it, but it doesn't look, I enlarged it and it doesn't look like it's the flowers.
Is that my room?
Yeah, that's your room.
Ooh.
That's not even my room.
That's
My room was
that window. Also, there was a time when there was a beehive there, and there were bees in my room all the time, and they would
Yes.
the window, and that was not fun. Maybe a ghost is responsible for that as well.
Oh yeah, there were bees in his room. That was crazy.
Wow, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
my
show
room,
the
you see
okay.
back here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, over here. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so on this side, on the right, that's where
Mhm.
my room is.
Oh, cool. So that tree there, oh, you can't see my mouse though.
No, but this tree.
That tree, can you not just see this devious shadow in that tree? And he's staring at the person who's taking the picture, or he's staring at me, one of the two.
Definitely.
It looks like the Grim Reaper.
I could totally see that.
Or you know the movie The Frighteners? No, wait.
No,
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
I never
It
saw
was
that.
like a hooded figure that would just, was it that? There's so many movies like that where that hooded figure is. But it's a beautiful home.
It was a beautiful home. It is a beautiful home.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah, terrified me on a nightly basis. Lewis, on a nightly basis,
Oh my God.
right?
Yes, it was. It was definitely regular. There was regularity where you would come sleep in my room because there was something terrifying happening, and it was just part of our life.
Yeah,
Hello.
every single night. Every single night.
Every night. So every night you were hearing things, seeing things?
Every night without fail. And it always happened at the same time. I would just wait. I would hate it once the sun would go down. I would just wait for it. And it would start. It would always start with the Lewis. Do you remember the flicking that I told you?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. What?
So when we first moved into the house, I began to hear every night, and I know this is like so typical that like from movies that things happen at 3. Well, thank you, Jonathan Daly made this necklace, wearable crystal grid, by the way. Yeah, creepy playroom. So it was this kind of metallic clinging sound, right? And I was used to those sounds because in our grandparents' house, I experienced the radiator. You know when the radiator clangs?
Mm-hmm.
I was used to like house sounds. In fact, my grandfather, our grandpa, he would tell me to put my ear to the floor and get really familiar with the sounds. He'd say you could hear the boiler, you could hear this, you could hear that. So I was very like comfortable with house sounds. And I was listening to it. I remember the first few nights I was like, oh, there's the radiator, whatever. Then I was like, it's summer.
Oh,
radiator.
water pipes?
and then I was like, yeah. And then I remember going over to the heater and like putting my ear, and I wasn't hearing anything. And I was putting my ear to the walls. Like I was literally trying to find out where the sound came from. And I was like flicking my
doing
heater
whatever you can to recreate.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden I heard it, and I realized it wasn't coming from my desk lamp. It was coming from Lewis. Do you remember that halogen lamp that was standing?
Yes, with the little knob on it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. The lamp was off, and I heard the clang.
Oh, I can't see.
Like that. I heard the clang. And then I turned around and I looked at my lamp, and I remember this was in the daytime, and I went over and I went like this to the stem of the lamp, and it made the exact sound. And then I remember like the hair stood up on my arm.
Oh, yeah.
I stood back and I went out. And then like at night it would start again, and the clanging was coming from the lamp, which was off at night. It
Mhm.
wasn't like on and getting overheated. It was off.
Right. Right.
And the only way that you could make that sound that I knew of is I had to be flinging it. That would make the exact same sound.
I just got a video. I know exactly what it is. Seriously. The spirit was trying to do pole dancing.
I think it was. Oh
It
my
was a
God.
big pole, the light.
It was a big
It's
pole.
a small appearance of the spirit.
It was a pole. And oh, hi John. John's saying hello. And so I it would start with that sound. That's how the night would begin.
Right.
And the sound would be slow, and then it would be like bang, 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 and it'd get louder. And I was like, "Oh
Oh
God,
my
please!" And then I'd go under my blankets, and I was
Wake
like,
up, hello, wake up.
and I'd be
Wow.
like praying, and then things would happen where it would feel like something jumping onto my bed, something walking on my bed, and I was like, oh, and I feel the heavy steps on my bed, like
Gosh.
on, and it felt like a small person. Um, uh,
That pole dancer.
and yeah, and by then my rabbit wasn't alive anymore. So, but it felt as if when someone,
Oh,
when when something jumped onto my bed, it felt the same as if a cat,
right.
a
I've had
dog
that before. For years, it felt like my cats were visiting me.
were jumping on my bed. But
Mhm.
now I had a day bed. Remember that day bed, Lewis?
Yeah.
It was really creaky, and the mattress was not like a firm mattress like we have now. It was like right.
Yeah, very springy. Yep.
It was very springy. So when the thing jumped onto my bed went,
Oh my God.
and I was like I couldn't talk, and then it was like as the steps,
Oh my God.
and I was like this under my blanket, and then at some point I'd be like, uh, yeah, I'm gonna freak
This
out,
is
like I'm gonna
definitely
die,
a
I'm gonna have a heart
blanket.
attack, blankie time, and I just throw my blanket off and run into my brother's room when I couldn't take it anymore.
Oh my gosh. And so, Louis, what did you think when she's running into your room? You kind of got used to
Yeah, it
that.
was just kind of like, all right, the ghosts are back. Sleep in my room. This is sort of regular, I guess.
So you were a little unfazed by.
I wouldn't say I was unfazed, but I was not traumatized. I was scared.
Okay.
As a little kid, it was a scary house, and
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
scared that she was scared. But also, being scared was still in the realm of a little bit fun, a little bit exciting.
Yeah.
It didn't cross the threshold to like I'm just so terrified I can't sleep at night.
Right.
And
That happened.
when I was with Amber, again, being the little sibling, it was
Yeah.
easy for me to feel safe. You know, I could just be with Amber, and I felt fine.
Yeah. I can relate because when I lived in Kansas, we lived in a really old house, and my brother wouldn't sleep upstairs. Oh, maybe I'll investigate that one. My brother would not sleep upstairs, and my mom would have a blue light bulb in the hallway. And so I ended up sleeping up there all by myself. And so I had the whole floor to myself. But what was creepy was knowing that there was an attic above us, but there's also an attic with a door that you just walk into as if it was a room, but it was an attic. And so you open that door and there was this little cubby closet, but then there was a creaky door that you opened there and you walked in. I was such an explorer, and there was this old bear skin rug, just all
Oh,
covered. It was
that's
like,
cool.
so that would freak me out. But
An old bearskin rug. Um, I found it interesting, just in comparison, that my brother can vouch for this. I was scared on a nightly basis, terrified, sleeping in his room every single night.
yeah.
This was every night. I don't remember any nights going by where this didn't happen to me. It was every night.
Really?
Yes.
And how long did you live there?
And then
About a year.
about a year in that house. Then we moved far away to Florida in a different house.
Uh-huh.
Now, Lewis, how many nights did I ask to sleep in your room there?
Yeah, no, it totally changed at that point.
Never again. We moved there, and that very night I had the same lamp, I had the same dresser, I had the same bed, but we didn't have all the things that we had in those other houses. in those other two houses where I experienced these things. My mother collected antiques, and we didn't have over half of them.
Yeah, there was like that creepy old photo album that would sit on the table, and you
those.
flip through it, and it's just like pictures of people, like, you know, from the 1800s, just random people.
Yes.
Really creepy.
My mother used to collect photo albums of people.
Oh, not her own.
No,
Oh,
just old
not our
photo
real
albums of people from hundreds of years ago.
Yes. Real family photo albums.
Wow.
Some of them, it was probably like those photos of people that are dead that they were taking when they were alive, like to look like they're alive.
Death
photos. Oh, yeah, they look like those.
They looked like it. I don't know what sort of, I think it was one of those albums. I think it was one of those. Yeah. And it never happened to me again. I waited for my lamp to start clicking. It didn't. I waited that night for something to happen. I remember after 3:30 a.m. I was like, nothing's happening. I guess I could go to sleep.
Yeah.
And it never happened again.
A newfound pastime. I can sleep.
Yeah, I was like, I can go to sleep. Yeah. Wow.
Well, so when you're talking about wondering if it was an object, I was shuffling and I was asking, you know, is a lot of this an object, or is it the property itself? And then I pulled the Queen of Pentacles. So she's holding an object.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, for me, that was okay. Definitely there's an object. I don't think that's the only thing, but would you even know what didn't come with you?
Yeah, those albums didn't come with us. Right? We didn't have those albums again.
I don't think
so. The albums didn't come with us.
Most of the stuff, because we moved to a much smaller house.
Yeah.
So in these houses, it was just filled with, you know, clawfoot bathtubs that were purchased by our mother, and
yes,
you know, all these antique like pictures and Victorian couches and furniture and armoires, and then a lot of that stuff went to storage and eventually just ended up getting lost.
Yes, and those were all real antiques, time period antiques.
And so I asked also about the woman, and one card flipped out. So
So a female energy.
Yeah. So 3 of Cups energy. So I think she herself enjoyed having you there because you brought new life to this house. So I think we're dealing with more than one spirit. And then this also came out where the robe and everything. So she could have been a spiritual person herself. And I see her offering a cup. So I really think that this woman really enjoyed having you there. And then you not knowing how awakened you are or you were going to become, I think she was thinking, I can communicate with this one the most.
Oh, yeah. They communicated with me. All right. Let's see what everyone
Yes, definitely, Gerald. So let's start asking some questions.
Yes, Gerald, you can chime in. Go ahead, everyone.
Yeah.
Let's see what we pick up.
Yeah, so we're going to start asking some questions. And
this just flew out of my deck.
No. Because that was
left over from Amity
earlier when I was shuffling.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's the energy in that tree. I'm telling you, there's something about that tree.
Lewis, while we're doing this, do you want to, like on your phone or something, we won't tell anyone the address, but do you want to Google the address and see how old the house is?
The second house?
Yeah, for the second.
I believe the second house, it says it's I don't think it's the right date because it says it's from the 1920s. And I think it's older than that.
I saw an older date for that. Let's see.
I could tell you right now. I think.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah. Peter says if it was an object, I think that these would follow you unless it was or they left it behind or passed it along. But like you said, maybe it went out in a garage sale. And then Jonathan is like me. I'm feeling like it's location bound. Something in the walls just got really strongly. Yeah, I believe there's actually, I thought I'm going to roll some dice and see what happens. And 6 came up. So there might have been 6. There might have been 6 people. You know,
it says 1930.
oh, where's my
It does say
thing?
1930s. What about the first one? Look up the first one. Because a long time ago when I looked at something, it said,
30s?
no, it said like a very old date.
The first one,
Yeah.
1872.
Yeah, that's the first. That's where it started. 1872.
That's where the woman was seen.
Yeah.
Okay. So for my list of questions, we can ask other questions, but I kind of have a little format because I want to know what the energies are of the land that this house is on.
Louis, tell us about, since I'm looking at the cards, do you want to like Google the history of the area?
Yeah, Google the history of the area.
You tell us about the history.
Oh, look what Julie put. I rolled the 6. 6 is time and space. The house might be a portal. Ooh, wouldn't that be cool? Well, not cool for you, but
Yeah.
okay. All right, let's talk about the land first.
Oh, and I want to give the weird thing when my brother recently went back and actually went into the house.
Oh,
Like that was just really weird how they let you in. Like Louis tells the story.
real?
What's that? I'm sorry, what?
I pulled this card. That's pretty ghostly.
That is ghostly.
So more recently, in the last couple of years, Louis was actually past the house and knocked on the door and asked to go in.
Yes. Strangely, they let a strange man who's knocking at the door on Christmas Eve. Hey, I used to live here. Can I come in your house? And
holiday spirit.
Yeah, I guess so. And a woman and her young daughter, who was about my age, the age I was when I lived in the house, they welcomed me in and toward the house.
Didn't she say, take the nice man upstairs and show him your room?
Well, no, she was with. She did say, show him your room, but the mother was present.
Because I heard you said, like, go show him your room. I'm like,
yeah, no, they were a little overly trusting for sure.
Wow.
But I, I toured the house, and I was gonna actually ask the little girl if she had it, because she had the same room as Amber.
in my room.
Oh my gosh.
And I was gonna ask her if she had any experiences, but I was,
I think they might have said something if there were. But this is what I was thinking too, because I wrote it down here, that Gerald thinks it's a combination, and they didn't get along. The spirits didn't get along. And yeah, so that's what I was thinking. So when I asked about the land, I got the hangman.
Okay, so, there were gallows there, actually known for some gallows. Right,
I'm telling you, there's something.
I remember you're Googling it, right? For that area.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I mean, it's very old. I'm nothing to report other than settlements in the 1700s, and it's been around forever. So who knows what kind of interactions with native people happened there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an early settlement in the United States.
Well, listen.
I also
listen to this.
Popped out. The tower card popped out.
Okay, well, I don't really want to show the place, but I'm showing a very haunted. I just pulled haunted places there, and this one, see the tower?
How can I? Oh, wrong people. Wrong people.
Highlight me. Solo layout, Amber. 3 dots over my picture.
There we go. It's a little overexposed, Amber. If you back up the phone. Yeah, or go closer.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. See the tower?
Oh
All right, I'm
my!
going to read you.
Oh, I can't
I
see.
told it. So this is a haunted place here.
Uh-huh.
I just want to. I just kind of don't want to like send strange people to that house because like
Right. Right.
that would be great. But you could take me off solo layout,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
says that it was once named the sixth most haunted town in New York.
Really?
And so believes its ranking should be even higher because they've uncovered volumes of chilling legends of the area, most notably the tower that I just showed you a picture of.
And then I got the tower.
And it says, let me just go by and see, because it was something that I remember. Eerie apparitions. It's a priory. It was the site of a deadly battle between two Indian tribes.
Hmm.
There have been terrifying tales of headless Indian ghosts dancing in circles,
Oh dear.
holding their heads.
Ugh.
Okay.
And the place is called, especially in the full moon, they say, it's a certain grassy area near trees. That's interesting. I wonder how. I mean, it wasn't a very large place, so it had to have been close to where we live.
This is an Indian riding a horse, but
Yeah.
and looks like, with her holding a pentacle, the queen I got, and then this guy, money, fighting over money and land, I think.
Hmm. Oh, here's another one. The ghost of insane, the name of the place, lover banished to his attic cell. Hi, Candy.
Here.
There was a young man in that place that was madly in love. He's in the midst of an affair with a young and beautiful woman.
Oh my God, because I just
were-
heard this too.
We're residents of a tiny settlement. Oh,
Maybe
right here where we lived. Okay. In the last half of the 19th century.
Did they wear armor then? No.
Right next to some stables. Let's see. Okay.
So these two cards came out one after another, Amber.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that's what you were talking about.
Okay, so it seems that the woman that he was interested in wasn't like serious, but he became obsessed with her.
Mm-hmm. Gerald wants to know which house we're focusing on. We're focusing on the one with the most activity, with the second.
Yeah, the second one.
Which is the picture that you showed.
Yes, that one, Gerald.
Yeah.
These two houses were also like a 10-minute walk between each other.
Yes. So it could have been the area.
Well, what I had gotten that I wrote down was some energies followed you from one house to the other. And it could have been the woman. Okay, so
I'm just trying to see what happened. Oh, he turned suicidal, and they decided to lock him in the unfinished attic of their home. Imagine it was our round room.
Maybe that's the hangman.
The walls of the attic were unfinished, and its rafters hung heavily above. It's painting quite a picture. Interesting.
It's interesting.
He got worse. He would pound his fists on the wall of his attic cell, and they wouldn't let him out. This is like great way to protect the person you love.
That's the radiator banging you here.
Oh, there was lightning, and it like burned down, and he was locked in the attic, pounding, and couldn't get out. Oh yeah. Yup. That's what it is.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wow.
Well,
Interesting.
All right. My next question is, why is this energy? Why was that energy there? So I still think there was multiple energies, but we want to know why they were there. Interesting. That same girl come out.
Ooh. I'm just texting you something, Lewis, because it's something related to a museum that maybe we could visit.
Okay. Gerald says, I feel there was no balance between the property and the house, and the energy spent time interacting, trying to get someone to notice them. Amber noticed, but was too young to understand.
Mm-hmm.
So it frightened you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a second part. Amber noticed, but was too young to understand what needed to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was saying. Interesting. All right. So I'm going to ask about two different energies. I want to ask about the woman, why she was here. So let's start there.
Okay. And
Why?
how about the tapping, the flinging? That would be every night.
Yeah. Yeah. And the steps on the bed thing. So why was the woman here? That's what I want to know. Why was the woman here? There. All right. She wanted balance in the family.
Hmm.
It's like she was trying to bring. It's like she was trying to bring balance between two different forces. I'm wondering if she was there
All right. I'll pull
to
a card.
protect you from something.
All right.
So I'm thinking she was there to protect you from something. So it could have been one of the other energies.
Hmm.
That tree. Oh, there was a tree outside of Poltergeist. King of Cups. Why was she there? The King of Cups.
Yeah. Interesting.
Maybe she was some sort of hierarchy, kind of like a, not Queen Elizabeth, but within the society there,
Maybe.
and that was her home.
It's interesting. Doesn't feel evil or dark. Perhaps someone building the house promised something to join the property and the house and didn't get to finish. Someone who understands,
Hmm.
who would understand. Oh, now I tried to pull another card and I got this. That is weird.
Yeah, so we got a few pentacles going here.
So some guy who was the head of something, a mayor of something, or was I mistaken for the woman's energy? Could be. It's interesting. They pretty much, like, I felt terrorized, but
Yeah. Okay, so
I
now
have
let's ask about the energies that terrorized you.
yeah. Like, let me give a specific story so that you
Okay.
guys know. That night that Lewis remembers, where my mother actually came, that was the only time she came in. I think she was more curious because she wanted to see it herself. But my mother came in and my brother, and they both slept with me in my room because I remember I wanted to go out of my room. My mother was like, "No, no, no, let's all go in your room
Right.
and sleep in there." And I was like, "What?" No, but I did. And of course, nothing happened after that. But what happened was, and you guys have heard this story before from my channel, is I woke up from the clicking again. And I was like, oh no. And then this had been going on for like 2 years already. And I sat up in the dark and I took the blankets off of my head and I said, I'm not scared. I said it out loud. I'm not scared of you anymore. I don't care. Fling the thing. I'm not scared of you anymore. And then when I said that, the light in back of me on my table switched on.
Oh.
And then it went off. And then like when it went on and I was like sitting in my bed, and then when it went off and I was in the total darkness, I felt like it was like, are you scared now?
Right.
It was like that. That's what I felt.
God. Okay.
That's like what I heard in my head. Are you scared now? And I screamed. That's the night when I screamed and I was like in terror. And I woke everyone up.
That is different. We need that one then. So yes, let's pull a card on that energy and find out what is that energy about and why would they want to scare you?
So that moment was pretty interesting.
Oh yeah. Oh. Interesting.
Gerald wrote some stuff.
Oh, I'm on the banner still. Let me unbanner. Where is he?
Do you remember anything else about that night?
Not that night, but I do remember, interestingly, that you took that bet. Remember the bet?
That bet? But that was like, wait, I know exactly what you're talking about. But
That's
that
the first house.
No, it was the second house. I know it was the second house because I put the money. I know where I put the money.
I do too. It was most definitely the first house.
It was the second house. I know it was the second house. Like for sure.
Did anyone the first?
No.
Either way, there was a bet. And,
because but that bet, I wasn't scared because I had already been like, that's kind of like, I feel like it doesn't have anything to do with it, but we could talk about it.
It's just more, it's more interesting as to your feelings at the time, because you were very scared, but for some reason this other thing didn't scare you.
Didn't scare me at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll tell you guys the bet. So I slept at my friend's house and we watched the new Exorcist.
Oh no.
Exorcist 3, I think it was.
Exorcist. No, it was the new one. What year did the new one?
Yeah, the new one in 1990.
The remake of The Exorcist. It was the remake. And this was way after the stuff had been happening.
I don't think I saw a remake.
It was like revised. It wasn't a remake. It was
It was a sequel. It was a sequel.
Yeah, there was a sequel.
It wasn't a sequel. It was a remastered.
Okay.
They remastered it and put it out again.
Yeah.
Amber, read the fight.
Yeah. No. It was they like re-put it in the movie theaters for like Halloween or something.
Yeah.
The original Exorcist?
It was the original. Yeah, it was the original one, which is like Captain Howdy. And
oh yeah, I didn't care.
They remastered it or something, or like a director's cut. It was something different, but the same thing that they put out. And me and my friend watched it, and I came home talking about like how like so unscary that is, and how like the devil and like exorcisms are not scary because they're fake.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I hadn't grown up Catholic or anything. So my, all
right, now
Gerald, I feel that you are correct.
Gerald's taking some.
I don't know, Gerald, because I remember, well, here's the thing. So anyway, Lewis might be correct, but I don't really remember where I put the money, and it was in the second house. But anyway, so my stepfather, who grew up Catholic, was like, "Oh, you'd be scared if you put 666 on your arm." And I was like, "I'm going to grandma's house this weekend. I'm not scared of anything at my grandma's house." I was like, "There's nothing there." I was like, "This place is scary." I was like, "There's nothing scary at my grandma's house." And I was like, and even if I put 666 on my arm, if I wrote it on myself, I would not be scary. And he bet me $100 that I would be scared.
$100. $100 Monopoly dollars.
100 real dollars to a
Real
10-year-old
dollars.
girl in 1990 that
Yeah.
she sleep with 666 on her arm.
On my arm. This was just like, so I was like, okay. So I wrote 666 on my arm, and I'll see myself at. That's what I was like, this bet.
Yes,
so I was like,
strange bet for a stepfather to ask.
Strange bet for a stepfather, and
Hey,
they're
just
like,
here, put the mark of the beast on your body.
Oh, I thought it was Lewis betting
No,
you.
it was a stepfather.
Oh my
my
God.
stepfather. So yeah, you can.
She called his bluff, I guess.
Yeah, so I called his bluff. I was like, well, I'm not scared. I was like, nothing can happen because I don't believe in that. So, yeah, exactly, Jackie. So I wrote 666. Yeah, crazy family dynamic. And we went to our grandma's house for the weekend, which I was not scared of. So I slept fine, as I always did, and didn't care about it. It came back, and I said, all right, $100. I was like, I didn't get scared. And I remember him being like, oh, no, your grandma said you were crying. I was like, that is not true. I was like, I was not scared at all. My grandma didn't care. Or probably didn't even know what that meant. You know,
Probably.
We just told her it was 999. This is the area code.
My grandma definitely didn't even know the significance of 666 for sure. So I was like, whatever. I was like, I don't believe in it, so it doesn't affect me. And so I came back, and he gave me $100, and I put it on my table, and then it was gone. Now, I am fairly certain that he took it. I am fairly certain that he took those $100 back.
I'm sure.
And I don't think that it was ghost related, but he claimed he didn't touch it.
Be only half evil with 333.
Yeah.
But I did sleep. I did wear 666 on my arm for an entire weekend. I don't know.
Yeah.
Lewis wanted to add that in. I didn't feel it was necessary.
No, I just thought it was interesting that maybe that says something about, like, you weren't just scared of everything. You know, you weren't just like a person who was fearful.
Good point.
You were somebody who, for some reason, and that scared me. I remember thinking, oh, that's kind of scary. We just watched The Exorcist. You're going to go to sleep with the mark of the beast on your body. And that didn't bother you. But, you know, with the ghost, there was something there that scared you to your core, whatever that was.
I remember one night The Exorcist came on. Nobody wanted to watch it with me. So I had a little TV. I don't even remember why and where, but this little TV right at my bed, and I'm watching. I fell asleep, and I woke up just when her face was all gnarly and, you know, and like, yeah, I don't think I'll watch this right now.
That is so funny.
Okay.
That is pull a card or pendulum on whether he took it back.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing. Like, even though I was terrified of that then, Gerald, I wasn't terrified of everything. Like, Satan or the devil didn't scare me because I just didn't believe in it. So I was terrified.
He took it back.
He took it back.
That hard-earned money, he goes, I am not giving that up.
Oh, look what I pulled. Oh, my God. He so took it back. He stole it back, Lewis. There he is, sneaking in and taking those $100
grabbed a
back.
couple other things while he was in there.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to do that, give that to her.
We're going to do it. Oh, my gosh.
But, no, I was terrified of that, and there were many other things that I was not scared of at all. And but that, and then I want to also like reiterate that as soon as we moved from that house, I never experienced this ever again. in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I pulled some cards on the energy that you felt terrified by. And it was weird because the Two of Cups came up first.
Mhm.
And then, but look how this king looks a little bit
It's another king.
mischievous. Yep. He just looks very intense. And so it could have been over a lover.
Dexter.
But here's your portal. Well, that's the Three of Wands.
Mm.
But somebody walked through this portal. Hello. This portal here. They walked through it to connect with you. And I forget who was in earlier in the chat. Was it Julie? Said there was a portal. She felt there's a portal on the property.
Should we pull? Okay, wait. Gerald's being
So,
fun. Should we pull cards to see if it was the first or second house? Oh God, yeah. Let's see what we get. I wish Lewis had cards too over there.
I know.
If he were here, I would lend him one of my many decks.
There you go. Yeah.
Maybe there's like a random tarot card generator on the internet. Let's see.
Okay, so are we going to ask,
You
is
pull a
the
card.
malevolent energy from the first house?
Lewis is going to pull cards too.
Okay.
Yeah, random card generator. Yes.
There you go.
All right, I got one.
Okay.
Oh, good. Turn this light off.
First or second house? First or second house? Causing.
And tell us which one you get, Lewis.
I just sent it to you, Amber. You see it?
It was the sixth house you lived in.
Oh, you're texting it to me? Let's
Yeah,
see
you
what
see it?
Okay, wait, I will in a second. Oh, it was the he got the judgment card. Lewis got judgment. What do we think? Which house was it?
It's the graveyard. It was built on a graveyard.
It was built on a graveyard.
Good grief.
All of them.
Those graves that they're all coming out of?
Yes, they are.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I feel like somebody was looking for a lost lover, though. There was a couple other cards here that
was a funny way of trying to find a lost cover. Yeah, I couldn't.
One of
many. The Eight of Wands, Gerald. What does Gerald think? That's what I want to know. It's pointing,
messages coming at you.
Lewis. It's Lewis. It's pointing to you.
There it is.
So it's saying Lewis is right. It was the first house. Although I specifically remember putting it on the table in the second house, and where I put it. That's what makes me so, like, I put it under my jewelry. Like, I specifically remember, but the cards seem to be saying Lewis.
Yeah, because I'm right.
Maybe we're remembering two different memories. Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Different satanic bets.
Different satanic bets that we had. We had quite a childhood.
I pulled the card on that, so I guess this means I'm right.
Oh my God!
There you go. All right, I want to pull cards on why that energy was there. So we figured out why the woman was there, or I figured that out. But I think that she just loved having the children's energy in the house, and she didn't mean to scare you. But I want to know why the energy of that, what you seem to think was malevolent, why was he there?
Yeah, the one with the light. Let's
the light. Okay,
the entity.
What was the entity messing with the light?
Wait a minute. If I am in fact correct, and that did happen in the first house, then maybe you summoned.
Oh God, I don't think so.
I cracked the case.
Maybe I did.
Satan.
Maybe I summoned not even like a lower, like the head of everything.
Yeah, not one of his lackeys, the head honcho.
The head honcho, the king.
I mean,
that's why we pulled all those.
I don't know. When you describe the hopping on your bed, it reminds me of something with hooves and like cloven kind of.
It didn't have hooves. I don't know. It was. Yeah, I remember that feeling of it walking like that.
It's like you lost the bet.
I don't think so at all. Like, I remember that going on a long time, and yeah, I don't know, but Jen's loving this, so
This
that's
is more like one of those, what is it, scary movie where it's scary but funny at the same time.
that is funny. All right, let's pull a card on the one who turned off the light.
All right. I got the 10 of Wands.
All right, something's jumping out on me. Oh, thank God it's not the devil card.
I was so thinking I was going to pull that.
Lewis, what did you get? A cat with big boots on, Puss in Boots.
Oh my God, Richie's here. Hey, Richie.
Hey. It's a dark comedy. Yes, that's what Peter's saying. I honestly think it's a mix of two memories. Fool for the first house, hermit for the second. I believe you're right. I could agree to that. But I can't remember what the second memory would be of me getting money and putting it there. Maybe when Mom gave us $100 to go get candy. Remember that?
$100?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay, well, now here's my memory in the first house.
I remember we used to dig through that old spittoon that was filled with change to get to go.
No, one day, Mom,
What are
I
those
mean, you guys
coins?
are hearing our like very interesting childhood right now, but our mom was like go to the store, just like get out of the house, go buy snacks or do whatever, and she handed me $100 bill, and I was like, "All right, don't you remember that?" And we got
I remember one time she gave us like $16, and we went crazy. I don't remember $100.
She goes, "Here's a $10 bill," and I go, "Mommy, it's $100 bill," and she goes, "Whatever."
Whatever.
Yeah, that's
whatever.
And we went, and I remember,
whatever. Take the money.
Whatever, as she used to do. I got remember I got the whole thing for the glow in the dark stickers, and we got whatever's, and then I got
$100.
What's
at the
that?
corner store? At
Yeah.
Steve's?
Remember they used to sell those particular antique style stuffed animals that cost $100.
Boyd's Bears.
No, remember I had Muffy.
Which was
Muffy
Muffy?
the bear.
Bear?
And then there was a bear, Muffy. Remember she was dressed up, and then there was a rabbit with a fancy hat.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think I spent most of the money on one of those.
Did you spend all the money? What did I get?
I think that we broke it and I saved part of it, and then I collected stuff from the spittoon and the haunted spittoon apparently. I think it was an antique.
Yeah, definitely.
Whatever. And I bought that rabbit with the fancy hat and dress.
Yeah, exactly. What did I buy? You're like, oh yeah, remember we got $100 and I bought one of those balls that cost $100?
That's right.
So what did I
Lewis, we got
$16. That sounds about right. Because what did I get for $100? I would remember that. I remember when you bet when you had the $100 for the bet. I would have remembered what I bought as a 7-year-old at the store by myself for $100.
Maybe I figured since I was owed $100, I kept the $100. But that's the only $100 memory that I could kind of. Lewis got nothing. That's not true. We went to the store. We got tons of candy. We got
some
space
Bazooka
thing.
Joe.
We got the space thing. We got slap bracelets. Remember those?
Oh yeah, a lot of slap bracelets, a lot of candy cigarettes. Candy cigarettes.
Candy cigarettes. We got
$100 worth.
Jen is a psychotherapist, by the way, Lewis. She says totally tell that Amber's the oldest.
What is the indication? What's the indicator? Is it the lying and the manipulation?
Yeah, there was the one with the thief card. Yeah.
Maggie says, Lewis, what did you get for me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I remember, I could be mixing up those two memories.
I'm going to pull a card on whether or not Amber's all the money for herself.
That's it, Kathy. That's it. Oh, I used to love them. I was so
yes.
I mean, yes. That's me. That's me being thrown out of the tower
as I buy the Victorian rabbit.
Exactly. And I get
for my collection. for my Victorian stuffed animal collection.
Yeah, I hope it was worth it. Hope you enjoyed it. Good grief.
Oh, Jen is cracking up.
She is.
Oh, I think those are the two memories I might be mixing up. That's the only thing I could think of with $100.
Yeah. It was the Monopoly money.
Look what I got, Lewis.
What is
Throw
that?
out the cold.
Does that mean you walk into the store?
Yeah, I guess so. And me like spending all of it, so we've got nothing left.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that wants candy now?
That's funny.
By the way, I visited around that store recently with you.
With me.
Well, I went. I don't know if it was with you when we saw a bullet hole through the window.
With me, yes.
Yeah.
We saw a bullet hole. I didn't go in the house.
That place.
Yeah. I saw the bullet hole. So there's a little look into our childhood.
Funny.
Look. Send Lewis out to beg for a candy cigarette.
Yeah, I waited outside with my candy cigarette while she's in the store buying up the place.
Here, Lewis.
You have to smoke outside.
I gotta do one
fake
more
IDs.
thing.
Yeah.
Stay out here.
I'm just like, hurry up.
Hurry up. Come on, get out of here.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Didn't we used to like put them in our ears?
Yeah, we did the whole thing. We were
We
imitating
put
our
them
mom.
back in our sleeves.
Oh, yeah,
and,
back
like,
in the
put them in our
sleeve. And
ears.
when you
Here.
had the powder sugar, so when you blow on it, it blows
Yeah.
the smoke.
The worst like toy for a kid.
The good old
Right?
days.
The
Right?
good old days. Here, play with some cigarettes.
Didn't taste good at all either. All right.
Peter says,
What
I'm
about Peter?
And then those slap bracelets back then used to slice your wrists open.
I know they had metal inside.
It was just it was a razor blade with a little bit of nylon on top. After 3 slaps, the nylon comes off and you're just cutting it.
Just cutting
Basically.
yourself. It's
That's all it
awesome.
was.
Do you guys remember that?
The
From
90s.
the 90s? Early 90s slap bracelets.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone like the
They
slap
still
bracelets.
have them. The
They
kids
still
at
have
school
them.
come with
And
them.
now they're rubber.
Now they're rubber. My kid got one and I was like, oh, a slap bracelet? I don't think that's a good. And I was like, oh, this isn't metal. This is
Remember the glass clacker balls, and they had to make them into hard plastic because they would explode.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Remember those? We got a lot of those.
Yeah, a lot of
We got a
those.
lot of those.
Yeah,
Knock yourself out once in a while with them.
yeah, those are brutal.
Oh, look what I can't click on it. Click on Jackie so Lewis could see that.
Oh,
What Jackie said.
choose a candy really quick, and then trick my brother into feeding me some. Oh my God! Or you've got more. See, I only got one. You've got more than I do.
Well, I remember we did get a lot of candy one time that we used
What
to
was
bribe. A certain-
Oh God! Lewis is
The
learning.
crackers.
We were
Maybe
pretty.
this is where the money went.
Oh, you're right. Maybe.
'Cause we
Wait.
bought a lot of candy, and
Barbie.
we used it to purchase a garment of clothing from an unsavory individual in order to perhaps cast the spell on that individual.
That was all. That was all.
Yeah.
Me. I made a video about that before. There might have been some dark magic involved later on.
Yeah, I was sent. I was sent
Okay.
with.
We need to ask: did Amber invite these spirits into this second house?
This had already been going on at that point. Maybe they were whispering in my ear, like, "Go do some ritual."
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
Amber,
I made a video about this with Lewis, but that was because that was basically what I did. I
You trapped yourself in those homes with all those magic spells you were doing.
I only did one.
But it
So
made
people
him drop an
admit
axe on his
to.
foot.
Okay, we'll have to retell that story right now since this is what we're doing. Okay, so and the truth really starts coming out. Okay, mind you, everyone, I was like 10 and a half or 11. So just remember my age. So my brother told me that this kid, the older brother, who was older than both of us, he was like in high school, right?
Yeah, he was like Bill Paxton from Weird Science. He was just
Yeah.
like he was just like an older brother, goon, asshole, bully type.
Yeah.
Like maybe he was a teenager. It was hard to tell back then. I think he was probably a teenager, and we were like little kids.
Yes, he was a teenager. And he was really rude to Lewis. And every day Lewis would come home and he'd be like, he was really rude to me. He was like pushing us around. And then he like did this to me or that to me. And I was like, no one's allowed to touch my brother.
I've done this.
I was like, I'll take care of it. And Lewis is like, what are you going to do? And I was like, he's like, you can't beat him up or anything. Yeah, that's basically who I called on. But I invoked
him. You invoked him.
I basically invoked something. I said, I was like, I'll handle it. So I came up with this whole elaborate thing of what I had a great idea.
Yeah.
Which was, we had, it just, I mean, maybe the spirits were whispering this whole in-depth ritual to me. I have no idea. But I was like, I can't do anything physical. So I had to get metaphysical. I do not recommend, by the way, everyone. Remember, I was like 9.5. Regrettable. I felt really bad after. But so we had all that candy. I guess $100 worth of candy, apparently. A lot of candy. And I said, bring me his sock. And we're going to put his sock on this little toy scarecrow that we had that we purchased in Lenox, Massachusetts, because it was a perfect voodoo doll puppet. And he was just to bring me this, and I would take care of the rest because I had a whole ritual in my mind. So, so Lewis took the candy, bribed said individual.
I remember walking in because it was my friend's house, and I knocked on the door. I would go there all the time, but this time the brother opens. He said, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I got a deal for you. I'll give you all this candy if you give me a sock." He's like, "What?" I remember this. He's like, "What?" I said, "Just give." He's like, "One sock?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "All right." And he brought me a sock, and I was like, "He's like, you want to see Chris?" I'm like, "No, that's fine. See you later."
Went to the house just for a sock.
I remember that. It was the exchange happened at the front door. I did not go inside. And then I came back with the sock, and lo and behold, he dropped a hatchet on his foot.
Oh my God.
The next day. Well, I did a whole elaborate, like, it came to me and I made the circle. I don't even know where I got this information, but I made the circle.
Probably the demon spawn that you summoned into our house.
Probably. I definitely did have it in my mind that I was summoning something, and I pictured it in my mind. And I put I don't even know what I said a bunch of stuff. I remember putting it on the doll and then arranging things.
I think you cut a square out of it, a little square out of the sock. I remember
did.
we cut it
On the leg, and I took several needles to put in a configuration with certain color thread in a certain configuration.
I was a cool kid asking for one sock, not a weird.
Okay.
Yeah, a cool kid asking for one sock.
Yeah.
And
on rollerblades.
I did the whole thing, and I was like, now we just wait. And we just walked away and played and forgot about it. I'm like, now we just wait. It's taken care of.
Right.
And I think I was like thinking of it like, I think we got into it. It became like, you know, when kids use their imagination and it's like exciting. So we really got into it. And then we were like, okay, game's over. Let's go play the next thing. Anyway, Lewis, you tell this part. It was the next day, right?
I don't know if it was the next day, but it was very soon after. Maybe it was within a week or something. But it was soon after my friend told me that his brother dropped a hatchet on his foot, and he was on crutches for a long time. I think he's fine, but it was like a big deal. I remember.
Blunt end down, I hope.
So the sharp
he chopped his foot. Yeah, he really injured his foot badly and was on crutches for a long time.
Yes, very badly. He had stitches, and they both came. I remember the scene because I was like just in the house. I forgot about it. I think I put it in the closet or something. and for it to work, and I forgot about it. Lewis and the kid, the younger brother, came running to me. And it wasn't just me and you. The younger brother was involved in the
Yeah, he was helping too, wasn't he?
He was helping. We were
Yeah,
all
that's right.
like in the circle doing this whole thing.
That's right.
And
yeah, he was wearing like the ram's horns, and he had like the blood all over him. No, I'm just kidding.
we basically
He had
raised
the
the
goat's
cone of
blood.
power together.
Oh my God.
All three of us. I was leading it
Yeah.
in the middle, and they were like on each side. It was crazy. And
Amber opened the portal. That's what happened.
the portal was already there.
Amber fed the portal.
I fed it.
Don't feed the
It sounds
portal.
like somewhere
Amber.
between the first house and the second house, you sold your soul to Satan himself.
Like oh my goodness, like you remember the gate where they give the sacrifice, like the movie The Gate?
That's what it
I
was
think
like.
that's basically what we did. So so yeah, so kids will be kids. Yeah. Kids that know magic. Let's see. Amber putting 666 on it is nothing compared to using a poppet to work. I know. It was so horrible. So the kids Lewis and his friend come running to me. He dropped the hatchet on your foot. He dropped the hatchet on his foot. No, on his foot. He has stitches. He's in the hospital. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, no. I was like, that really worked. It really happened. I was like, no. And I was like, even if that was a coincidence, I was like, no. I was like, that is so horrible. And I felt so bad. And I remember like getting it and being like, I take this off. I undo it.
Right.
Like, yeah. And we were all like, no, like undo it. And I was like, I will never do that again, ever. Put a hex on someone like that. Yes. I was like, that is so horrible.
Oh my goodness.
And it really was like the next day or the day after. It really wasn't a lot of time between those two things. And oh my goodness. Yes, sometimes demons want candy too. That is so true.
They do.
So that probably didn't help the stuff in the house, but like I said, it had been happening for a long time before that, but I don't know. Do we want to pull any cards on anything? Lesson learned, yes.
Well, I pulled a card when we were asking about the energy that was scaring you, and I got the Justice and the 10 of Wands.
It was karma for me I'd been scared all along before I did that.
No, this is you offering up the candy in exchange. See? Wishes. Careful.
He's like, sure, for some candy.
Oh,
Lewis and I weren't really supervised as children, so as you can see,
not really at all.
We made do with.
You two remind me so much of me and my brother. Yeah, and we weren't supervised at all. But although I didn't conjure anything up, but I did sacrifice a Cheeto once. My brother, we were sitting on the couch, and he was bugging me, and we were eating cheese puffs. And I said, if you don't stop bugging me, I'm going to shove this Cheeto up your nose. And he kept going and going, and I shoved it up his nose, and he's like, and he pulls it out, there's blood on it.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
It's a sacrificial Cheeto.
Oh, my God. I definitely didn't do that to Lewis.
Oh.
Not a Cheeto, although let's not get into it. We've...
You did make me eat soul.
There was plenty. Yes. Okay, there we go. He said it.
Oh my God, you guys are so much fun. This is fun tonight.
We got out to go play and be home by dinner time. Yes, we did.
Be home by dark. By the time the lights went off, or by dark, whichever came first.
Yeah.
And we always chose the latter. But it didn't get dark yet when the lights came on.
Yeah. Jen was playing with dolls at that time.
Oh.
I was playing with demons. Okay.
Yeah.
Equal exchange of energy.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So, what
We
do we
did-
think about this house? We think that there's more
But
than
we
one.
did have a fun
entity
childhood.
there.
I just have to shout
Yeah.
that out. Me and
Yeah.
Louis had tons of fun. Like,
By the way, didn't Mom have experiences in the houses too?
yes, yes, she did.
Yeah,
Oh, that
she.
was a question I was going to have earlier. Was, when she came to you talked to her about what was going on? Did she believe you? She tried to play it off, or did she go, I'm thinking about the same things?
Well, she
She probably
definitely
thought it was fun.
she thought it was fun, so that kind of like didn't help. But she would be like, like she wants to play with you. She's just playing with you. She wants to play
Yeah.
with your toys. She wants to play with you. And I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
but she
Well,
did
I don't
say
want
once,
to share my toys.
Yeah. Right.
yeah. And I was like, no, I don't want some ghost playing with me.
Right.
I was like, some ghost woman playing with me. But she said, she basically later on, like when I was an adult, she did say that she would be, my mother used to like to mix music. So she would have on her headphones and all her mixing tapes and whatever.
Yeah.
She'd be working on it and like listening and mixing. And she said she'd like see it in her periphery, a woman, and she'd like turn like looking through. She said looking through stuff.
Wow.
And maybe she was looking for something because she was looking through my clothes too, and she would always look. And she said she'd always see her here and there in her periphery, especially when she was mixing music.
Interesting.
So that's what she said. I
Curious.
don't know if she said anything else to you, Louis.
I don't remember specifics, but I remember her telling me that she also had a lot of experiences in, I think, the second house, maybe the first house too.
Julie says she's looking for that $100 bill.
And we spent on candy. Definitely. So that was before the $100. I mean, there was probably she was looking for something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or looking for her child. I mean, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Since she kept coming to me, I don't know what she was looking for.
Well, I think I had the nostalgia card come up. The 6 of Cups. Did I? And the 9 of Cups. No, I did have the 6 of Cups.
They pull one last.
Maybe you reminded her of her daughter.
Maybe. I pulled the Page of Swords, so that's also a young person, and pages are typically traditionally girls if you read tarot traditional. So that's that's interesting, even though this is probably a man. But
yeah.
That's interesting.
All right. What about the synopsis?
That's been, so we'll have the synopsis now. Louis, what's your synopsis?
All right.
I'm just discovering now that you summoned Satan and you made a deal with him, and in exchange for the dark powers of making people drop blades on their body, you gave them access to your soul and your house, and apparently it was not a good deal to make.
Apparently. Oh my God.
Okay, synopsis.
The sun. That's the opposite, Louis.
That reminds me of Amber, of you and I sitting in the front of the house waiting for our parents to come home. Remember?
Yeah. When our mother would leave us all night. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
We would wait for sunrise. Put it back.
Yeah.
Ginger, put it back.
Which what?
The sun.
The sun one, with the two people looking at the sun. Yeah,
that is me and Louis.
In the front of the house, the second house, waiting for our mom to come home. Remember?
That is literally, I can't even believe it, because we would sit in the grass outside because I was too scared in the house.
Right.
And we would wait till the sun would come up and my mother would come home. There you go. There it is.
Yep. And she would be dressed exactly like that.
Exactly. With a crown and everything.
Yep.
Well, I still feel like the woman was sincerely there and loving your energy, and she didn't mean to give you nightmares.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
So
it does, Jonathan. It does. It does. It looks like the orb.
Yeah. 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 All right. This was so much fun, you guys.
This was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with all of you. Oh, since I'm here, wait, uh, Ginger,
Yeah. Yeah.
could you give everyone my new YouTube channel? Switch account. Guys, I started a new YouTube channel. I just want to point you all to it.
Having these tools really helps me save time.
I'm just giving privy to this one.
I don't know
and
why
work more
that
efficiently
happened.
when I am
Something's
multitasking.
happening. No, I didn't do that. I don't know why that's doing that. But I'm trying to go to my channel so I could give you. Yes. So everyone, I started a new channel under my own name, Amber Ton.
Okay.
And I wanted to give it to you. I don't know if I could.
See if you can
I'm
share.
going to put it in the private chat, and let's see if you could post it in the other chat. So if you want to come subscribe, that would be great. Yeah, I will still be using Lavender Moon, but I have created a second channel for all my other stuff, and it's kind of like my next journey. So if you want to follow me there, that will be pretty cool.
Yeah, well, if you would have told me that, well, we didn't want it up here. Right? We didn't want to put it up here.
Yeah, I didn't want to put it up because I didn't want to detract from our investigation.
Can I put it in the hollow?
No, you could put it in the chat here. You could put it in the chat right now.
Oh.
Yeah, you could put it in the chat.
All right, let me see if I can.
And you could put in the hollow too.
Oh. Totally, Gerald's on it. Subscribed.
Gerald.
Bell. Hit that bell. Subscribe.
And subscribe to Ginger Faye. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please subscribe.
She takes candy in lieu of money. Just saying. Oh, what happened? Oh, I lost it. There we go.
You're so welcome. Jonathan says, thanks for letting us into your childhood, Amber and Lewis.
It's funny.
Thank you, Gerald. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you, Gerald.
And thank you, Ginger, for having us. This has been a lot of fun.
So much fun.
We'd have to say one thing before we end about where Lewis is right now.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Lewis just moved into a new house in a housing development. Does that remind you of something? A single sock. Oh my God. No. Do not give me your socks. No. I can't be trusted with them. So Lewis just moved to a new housing development. What is a couple minutes away from you in walking distance?
The new site where they just relocated all those old gravestones. It used to be right here, I think. According to the map. But they, because of inflation and COVID, they couldn't transport the bodies because, supply chain stuff. You guys know how that is. So
they left the bodies. No, but tell them really what's a few minutes.
No, but yeah, there's a very old, early 1800s cemetery, 10-minute walk from here. Right, basically right at the end of the development is just a bunch of like scattered, crooked, creepy, cracked gravestones that I see every day. It's the road to get out of the development to go anywhere that I'm going. It's every day I greet that. And my son's like, "What's that?"
Don't worry about what that is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you better bet that I will be there with my brother and we will be making a video.
Yeah, definitely. I want pictures. I have this fascination with, I go around and take pictures of tombstones and stuff. It's no wonder my little girl followed me home, but
I don't want anything to follow me home. I've had enough of that, but I'm going to take some orb pictures there for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's us and our mother at a graveyard, a cemetery.
I put that on the thumbnail, Lewis, if you didn't notice.
Yes.
Okay,
and we're not visiting relatives. We are not. We're taking a walk in a cemetery.
Our mother loved
Night of the Living Dead. See, that was the prequel. That was the prequel to A Night of the Living Dead. that was Don. No, what was their names? Donna? No. Ed
What
and
is it?
in the
From
Night of the
Raven?
Living Dead, the brother and sister.
I can't remember that.
No,
We
I
saw
don't
that.
know. This is Night of the
Jo-
Living Still Alive.
Joanna. They're coming to get you, Joanna. I can't remember her name.
Oh my God, candy in a sock. Actually, we should start that as a new like winter solstice
Hashtag.
where I put candy and socks for you.
Hashtag sock candy.
Sock.
It is a bit alarming how excited I was to give away all that candy at age 7 in order to get somebody's clothing so that they would feel terrible pain. I remember being like, "Yay! I got the clothes! I got
that.
You took the candy." I wasn't like, "Oh man, I want to keep this candy for myself." I was just like, "Yeah, take it." That's kind of alarming.
It's kind of alarming. The whole thing was kind of alarming. Maybe some spirits influenced us. I don't know, or maybe we're just crazy kids,
terrible people. Yeah. Maybe we're just monsters.
Maybe we're just monsters, basically.
On the next live, we're going to give away, and we're going to have sock candies.
Oh my God! Oh,
yeah, you know what? That is cool. Instead of a Christmas stocking, it's a Halloween stocking of.
No, look what he said. It's a Yuletide Damon tradition.
Yeah. Oh, it actually is one?
No, we're making it now.
But it should be during Halloween.
We could.
Yeah, the Halloween stockings. You hang the socks over your hearth with Halloween candy, filled it, and some blood on the sock, and
the blood on the sock.
In honor of us.
In honor of what we did to that poor bastard.
Poor kid. Wherever he is now.
If he's still alive.
Definitely.
Oh my God. So I would like to sometime do a paranormal investigation in the little graveyard by my house.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how I can do that. So that hopefully will be coming up. And then I've talked to Amber if we can get some people who want to. I would like to do a paranormal live around Halloween where we actually just make up a spooky story using tarot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be fun.
Yes, I said I would do it. Maybe
October 7th, I have a surprise guest on Paranormal Live. So
oh yes.
Be real. Be
instead of coal for bad kids, you get a hatchet.
Did I lose again?
No, that's not good.
Right, I accidentally exited. I thought I lost the live.
Julie thinks we
get
freed
a physical hatchet, or you get the hatchet.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's true. Julie
Diane's
thinks we
here.
freed
When did you
house.
sneak in?
She was here since the beginning.
I'm so sorry, Nance. There's a problem with my server.
Lewis, Julie thinks we freed a house elf.
I didn't see Diane earlier.
She thinks what?
We freed a house elf.
Yeah.
Okay. It was trapped and we freed it?
I guess it's like a radiator imp. Like, right?
Yeah.
We used to have this thing with a radiator, but that's a whole other story.
But
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a few imps trapped in there that we
ink blot imp, oven imp.
Okay, Amber, you have anything coming up next week? Paranormal Live? Or this week, Friday?
No, not this Friday, because first week of school is starting, and I will be getting back. I'm trying to finish off everything. I have some surprises coming this October. Lots of surprises, especially on my new channel. So don't forget. And I will definitely be doing the video with Lewis at the graveyard near his new house for sure. For sure. When I
get arrested as two local creeps walking around an old graveyard that it's too old to be anyone that we're related to.
And
my great
it turns out, Lewis, that the town sheriff is the guy who we did the ritual on. And he's going to remember us, and he's going to throw us in jail.
He's going to walk over with his club foot. You.
Throw us in jail for trespassing in the graveyard to get back at us. That's what's going to happen. We probably deserve it, definitely.
I see what you did there. Okay. This was fun. And we're going to have another paranormal romper room soon.
Paranormal romper. I like it.
FYI, our stepfather was in Romper Room.
Oh, was he? Oh, I just love that one.
He was very proud of that story. Yes.
Yeah.
That he was in.
I could have sworn one time I was in it. I can't remember why, but I remember I could have sworn.
You were in Romper Room too?
I could have sworn I was. I can't attest to it, but
you might know our stepfather.
Yeah. I don't think I actually was, but I think I was in some sort of I don't know, classroom setting or something. It was very similar to Romper Room, so maybe it was a past life thing. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know, but thank you so much, you guys, for sharing this space with me, and thank you everybody for coming. This was so much fun tonight. I loved it.
It was great to meet you, Ginger, and
you too.
All the chatter in the chat room.
I just really enjoyed everybody interacting and stuff. It was fun tonight.
Yeah, it was fun to hang out with my brother. Since I haven't seen him in a little while.
Yep,
that was fun.
How far away are you now?
A couple hours.
Oh,
couple hours.
Not so bad.
Rude.
It could be worse. Yeah.
Very rude.
Yeah, it's pretty rude.
It's totally rude.
It is rude. Right?
It's so rude.
You owe her some candy. All right, everybody. I'm going to close this up, and you guys stick around for a minute. And thank you guys so much for coming. This was so much fun.
Okay. Louis, you stay on. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you next time.